Hey, what's up guys? It's Jonathan Belcher, and in this video I want to share with you an idea, a concept, or principle, if you will, that will empower you if you understand it. And it definitely takes a certain level of wisdom to understand this concept, but it'll definitely improve your business. It'll improve your perspective so that you can get the results that you want and understand to keep going even if you may not be getting the results that you want right now in your business. And what I'm going to be talking about is this concept known as the law of averages, right? And basically what the law of averages says is that based on past statistics, we can predict what's going to happen in the future. That's basically what the law of averages are. Based on a certain numbers in the past, we can know what's going to happen in the future. And it's very funny that that's what the law of averages is, because I actually did a training in the past talking about, knowing your numbers in business. Success is a numbers game. We know that, when you look at any type of store, any type of mom and pop deli, or any type of business, we have to be able to get a certain number of customers if we want to be successful. So that's why traffic generation, lead generation is so important for your business. And how do you get traffic? How do you get leads for your business? Well, that all comes down to your marketing, right? What you're doing to market your business. You can have both automated processes to market your business and generate leads, and you can have manual processes in place as well to generate leads. But we all know that at the end of the day, this is a numbers game, and the more numbers that you have, for the most part, you're going to be more successful. So I'm going to give you an example of how the law of averages works out. Let's just say, for example, in your business, you're realizing that every time you get 10 leads, you're able to convert one sale, right? Let's say you were able to get 10 leads a day, and from those 10 leads a day, you're able to get one sale. Now, the law of averages says that if you were to increase those leads, that lead flow to, let's say, 3 times that amount. Let's say you went from 10 leads a day to 30 leads a day. What that basically means now is that based on those numbers, based on the law of averages, you should now be able to generate 3 times the amount of sales, right? So that means instead of 1 sale every 10 leads now every day, right? You should now be able to generate 3 sales because you went from 10 leads to 30 leads. So your lead flow increased 3 times. So what that basically means is that your sales should increase by 3 as well. So that's basically all the law of averages says, that and that all depends, right? You have to be getting targeted traffic. Number one, the traffic has to be decent. You can't expect to get non-quality traffic. You can't expect to get garbage leads or leads that aren't quality and expect the law of averages to work out. The law of averages work best when you're targeting a specific and a very targeted audience of people. When you're generating leads from a targeted audience of people, that's when it usually works best, right? So that's all it really is. And you see the law of averages, it plays a part in every aspect of life, guys. Life is a numbers thing as well. For example, let's just say, they have a saying where it goes like this. It's like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take in life. And that could be related to a basketball game. If a player doesn't shoot the ball at all, well, then we know that he's never going to miss, right? But we also know that he's never going to make a shot. And based on the law of averages, let's just say a player shoots 50%, or let's just say they shoot 30%, for example. We know that for every 100 shots that player shoots, he's going to average about 30 shots made, right? Out of the 100 shots that he shot. So you got to be willing to shoot in business to be able to make something. You got to be willing to shoot in order to score. And you got to understand another concept. Some do, some don't in life. Some buy, some won't, right? Some are inspired, some aren't. Some are motivated, some aren't. Some take actions, some don't. That's just life. That's just business. You can never change that. It will always be that way, right? So to sit there picking your brain out or picking your hair out, trying to figure out, why is it that everybody doesn't buy? Well, that's going to be something you're never going to figure out, right? Instead of focusing on the people who don't buy, we should focus on business. We should focus our business in a way where we're only focused on the people who are ready to buy, the people who are motivated, the people who are ambitious, the people who do want a change, the people who do want to improve, the people who do want to become financially free. That's where we should focus our attention on, because we know based on the law of averages that not everybody's going to buy. And that's just how it goes, right? But the greatest part about the law of averages is it lets you know your numbers. It lets you know that based on the past, I could expect to get this amount of sales in the future, or I could expect to make this type of income in the future. Based on the past, if I was generating 20 leads a day and that was getting me 20 leads a day and that was getting me 2 sales a day, well, I know if I up my lead flow to 60 leads a day, I should be generating about 6 sales a day, right? Based on the law of averages. Now, at the end of the month, it all averages out. It's not going to be necessarily 6 sales every single day, if that makes sense, right? You may have a day where you get 3 sales. Then the next day you may get 4 sales. Then the next day you may get 8 sales, right? Then the next day you may get, let's say, 2 sales. And then the next day you may get 10 sales, right? And then by the end of the month, that averages out to around about the 3 sales a day. It's not every single day you're getting exactly 3 sales or exactly 2 sales. It could be more, it could be less. But at the end of the day, it should average out to a certain amount as long as you know your numbers in business. That's why it's so important to know your numbers. It's so important to know, okay, how many leads do I have to generate in order to get 1 sale? Now that you know how many leads you have to generate in order to convert 1 sale, you know how much to scale up your business to increase the amount of sales. Because based on the law of averages, you know how much you need to increase your lead flow to increase your sale flow, right? So that's very, very important. Now, the way to conversions, of course, is through your follow-up. You got to be emailing your